if you do want to browse, for example, then with the new browsing feature that we'll be introducing later this summer, then you'll have a super fast browser and a full-featured browser. But rather than having that browser have to run on the PC, and any browser, whether it's Firefox or Internet Explorer or Safari, they all utilize the services that are provided by the operating system. For example, how to render different fonts or how to deal with a Flash plugin or something like that. Those are all things it's kind of tough to do unless you have an operating system. But the beauty of OnLive is there's no operating system needed in the local device. There's only an operating system needed in the cloud.
Okay. So with the web browser, is that going to be able to run Java?
I think it will be able to run. Well, in principle, it can. The thing that we have to worry about with a browser that's in the cloud is we can't let it run things. It's too hard for us to manage every possible website that could be harmful. In other words, we don't want it to be a launch pad for someone to go and have a website that turns into a giant spam site, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
that sends out millions of spam messages through our 10 gigabit connection. So we have to be a little bit cautious in what we allow. The main thing it's focused on allowing people to do, because we are an entertainment service, is going to be entertainment apps, things like video and games and stuff like that. Most of those are Flash-based that we know of, or something like QuickTime-based or Windows Media-based. And so those will be the first things that we enable. As far as allowing arbitrary code to be written to run on the system, that's more complicated. And it's not to say we're not eventually going to do it, but it's just one of those things we figure, if we're going to roll out, people would rather us roll out something sooner with kind of the majority of sites that they want to get to than something later, which is a full featured browser.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's another reason too. I mean, on any device where you're going to be using the OnLive system, there is a browser. Whether it's a tablet or whether it's a PC or a Mac or something, you do have a browser. So we don't feel a need to completely replace the browser you have. What we would rather do is give you a browser that accelerates things that are tough to do with a local browser.
Okay. Now, is the browser going to be released as in a play pack, or will it be free for all users? How do you plan on doing that?
The current plan is just let it out there, to have it one of the features of the service. It's complicated because we have to go and be reasonable about usage. For example, if people go nuts on this thing and they're, because it, for example, provides Flash capability to iPads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can easily see how people could just go and use it, forget the game service, and just use it for that. So what we're going to do is kind of monitor it and just see what kind of traffic and usage we have.
Okay.
And if people are being reasonable, that's fantastic. We'll let them go wild on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it starts getting to the point where it's going to interfere with people who are using OnLive for gaming, then we're going to have to put up some sort of reasonable limits. But the goal is to go and make it as open as possible. On the other hand, I mean, the goal is not go and bring down the whole system, right?
Yeah, of course.